Right, so I want to show you guys a couple of flashes and smokes that I learned last night. So basically I want Nico to come here and smoke catwalk almost every round. And what you do is just the top left corner of this black box, you put the top of your crosshair left of your crosshair and jump throw. If your crosshair is super small, it's kind of at the height of this weird thing. And then Ponder's going to throw this every round, which is the window smoke, and you just aim at the center of that. And you hold left or right strafe and jump throw. So basically, when you throw these two smokes early, it's pretty aggressive. So that means we gotta like basically flash up and fight for mid early. But it's nice because it gives us a lot of room to kind of get close up. So if we molly connector, we can get like two people up here, and then like one person down here. And usually they'll like extinguish the molly or whatever, and you know, you could just put pressure and fight. But then this guy can either molly that or flash into ladder room for the guy's cat. And these guys' cat can just like ghetto smoke, you know, and that guy can like flash them in. You could just molly flash that, and you could just take cat for free. Or we could do it as like a sort of rush where we have someone come here, so have Ponder smoke mid, and have someone come here, and I use this dot and I put the inner gap to the right. There may be a better flash or smoke for this, but just what I do. And no connector smoke is perfect. Like that one goes a little bit higher, but even then, like he could see over it, no matter what. So I don't know if we need to flash that, but basically smoke connector and window, and then come up cat fast. All right, so just kind of like come up and flash out the wall and take cat control really fast. So connector and window smoked. Now I saw a shot throw pretty cool smoke, and I was wondering, or flash rather, and I was wondering if we could time it. So basically the same thing like I was saying, like two guys on catwalk, one guy lower, and if you flash off this wall here, it's slanted, so it actually like bounces towards that box. And just have like the first person run up, like gun out, and then the second guy right behind him, just wait until this lantern. Just throw it on the right side. And the cool thing about this flash is you can kind of peek with it. So if you can time it right, and it might not be perfect with that lantern, you have to see how far this guy is up. But if you just throw it, it's relatively consistent to where it lands behind this wall. So you can kind of like peek instantaneous, or even peek with it. And then you can kind of just trade out. But if you had two people rushing there and then one guy rushing here, like technically he could flash into you guys. So if you were a little bit late, you could just like turn and then come in like that. And the way I was throwing this one is you just kind of go on this wall, and at the top of the carpet, just, you know, in the middle of the door. So, and this pipe pretty much lines up with the box. So if you come down here and you want to molly that, you can molly and then like flash, and that would prevent anyone from sort of peeking into you. And you just take control of this and reset. Also, I just want to show you two pop flashes for connector, and then I'm going to show you a bunch of B smokes. So, say we were taking connector control or splitting connector. So the mid's window smoked and cat smoked, and you have two guys running down here. To pop flash into connector, you throw a really, really easy one, which isn't perfect, which is right in this corner at the bottom of this V. The only reason I say it isn't perfect is it thinks off the wall, but it pop flashes everyone non-dodgeably. So if you're in a pinch, you know, bottom of that's fine. Bottom of that. If you don't want to, if you want to line up a better one, you see this like yellow patch. It's this first line, and you put the top of your crosshair on this corner. And it just doesn't think. It's the same thing. It's just a better pop flash. It's gonna pop flash anyone playing here, as well as this is basically like a pixel pop flash. So it's going to catch them. So you just come right here, dodge and go. And as well as if you are working here, you can also smoke off here, just smoke off there, and you can also flash for yourself as well. And then once you clear here, so that flash will flash everything but this corner. So you gotta, when you do flash, you gotta clear that. But afterwards, after you clear this, you could smoke that and kind of peek towards cat, if you so wanted to, and then get set up. So towards B, there's a couple smokes I want to show you guys. So this is one everyone should know. It's just the normal get right smoke, and it's right on this side of the window, and in between the corner and the cable. From this position, you can throw 2 flashes. If you just aim in the middle of this and flash over here, that's gonna flash anyone playing get right, and it's actually a pretty good flash despite it being high. So if he turns like this, it will catch him. And depending on how far you throw it, it will actually catch him right here as well. So if he's hugging this wall just for this opening, it depends. Like, you can get it a little further and it will get him, but it doesn't matter. It's for shits and giggles anyway. As well as after you flash this, you can just take a step backwards and just running jump throw like that. And this is the flash that most people throw, and it just kind of blows up above and will flash anyone playing like this angle and shit like that. And it's really good if you can get it deep. And it'll flash anyone here as well, even if they're up against the wall. So there are a couple flashes from this back wall, and it's the same sort of story. Throwing smokes from here is good because you can running jump flash over. So one smoke from here is for window, and it's just right on this line. And you see these pieces of wood. It's the top left corner of the inside one. So you come here and jump throw, and that's for window. And the reason you want to throw that as opposed to in that corner is you're immediately ready to flash. Alright, so that's going to smoke out window. If you were to smoke out window from here, you would have to run all the way up here, which is like a 1.5 second thing, and then flash, as opposed to just flashing instantly. And there's going to be people entering, so those flashes need to come out. From this position, you can smoke left side get right. And what you do is this top corner, you just touch to the wall, and you can pretty much watch lower from here. And once you're ready on this level, you just or just left click, and it lands in the corner and bounces kind of funny, and just smokes up get right. I actually failed, but if you do that lineup, it will land. Likewise, if you're right up against this garbage can and you jump throw in this corner, it'll smoke off door. So it actually bounces weird, but it lands like that every time. So I don't know if we're interested in this, but if you're in this corner and you jump throw, I think it's like this. Actually, it's crosshair length to the right. No clips. It's crosshair length to the right. It'll smoke it a little bit more. If we're interested in that, we could have this smoke for our cat control, and then just full sprint up. But that's 3 smokes, so it'd be that smoke, and that smoke. But we could just run up and take control of that if we really wanted to. There's a couple smokes you could throw from back here, right in this corner, and you look up on this wall, and there's a little like nipple thing right here. So if you run up in this corner and jump throw on this nipple, it'll smoke left side get right, and if you go right up here to the top corner of this, it'll smoke the other side to get right. Just run up to this wall. So if you did need a supplement from over there, you could. As well as, this is the same exact thing from down here. If you go right on this this little dot on the bottom corner of the man cover or whatever, and you aim in between this and this. Like, I just imagine this as a gray thing. It does the same thing, left side get right. So like, like if you were holding top mid, you could basically come here and immediately smoke for one of those. A couple flashes for top mid. If you're running up here, you can flash above this pillar. And it'll basically flash window and connector. just from right up here, as well as right here. And if you wanted a pop flash for a dry peek, you can go anywhere on this wall. I call it a chair flash, and you just go right up on this wall and aim at the top left corner of mid, and you just left click. And this is a really good pop flash for window and connector, and that's just to dry peek. So if they're like saving or you don't think they have ops, like we could just flash that and just peek, try to aim duel them, and maybe we can even do that with pistols or something. It won't flash cat and it won't flash like here, so you probably could even throw like a flash with that. Just 2 flashes. I think that's it.